Hasan, I'd be crashing out.
This was partially the reason why. This was partially the reason why I made this calculated decision, because I wanted to see what their inquiries were going to look like. I had heard from TikTok stories of American citizens getting apprehended at the border, getting detained at the border.
Uh-oh.
Okay?
Oh, no.
And I had a different red line than some other people do. My red line was unlawful search and seizure. But up until that point, I was going to entertain the inquiry so that I could engage in some sort of fact-finding mission. And I actually got TikTok as your source of news. No, you fucking moron. I'm the source of news in this situation. That's what I'm saying. I had heard firsthand accounts from people, not just on TikTok, but immigration attorneys being apprehended at the border, for example, on NBC and numerous other news outlets that had verified reports. So when this situation came, when I was in the similar situation, I was the one who was like, okay, I'm going to see what this is about.
Okay.
Anyway, let's continue.
So he said in the past, his Twitch ban, some things that were frankly ridiculous, and other things that maybe weren't ridiculous but are scary for an administration to be looking for in terms of what your political beliefs are. Your political beliefs shouldn't matter in terms of you being a United States citizen and you make...
I got into an argument with a real life friend yesterday over this. If you, let's say that I come back from the border, okay? I fly into the US and I'm like, I got grilled. I got fucking grilled when I was in immigration. And they were like, oh, what did they grill you on? So they asked me if I was bisexual, and then they asked me if I'd ever been to an LGBT parade before. If I present that like that, it sounds like, wait, what the fuck? Are they trying to like keep gay people out of the country? Are they trying to keep people who have been at pride parades or pride events like out of the country? Are they like selecting, like, it sounds fucked up. But if I come through immigration and I get pulled over for screening or whatever, and they're asking me like, hey, so what are you here for? And I'm like, oh, you know, I'm here to celebrate, you know, Stonewall riot anniversary, or I don't know, or some LGBT event. They're like, oh, what, you know, are you gay? Are you whatever? I'm like, oh, you know, yeah, I'm bi. I've been doing this for, you know, these events for a while. It's like, oh, have you been to these events before? Like, they're going to ask you questions about whatever it is you say you're here to do. If you say you're visiting family, they're going to ask you about your family. If you say you're visiting a relationship partner, they're going to ask you about your relationship partner. If you say you're here for some event, they're going to ask you about your events. So if you come in and you say your job is politics, and you talk about your politics, they're going to ask you about things related to politics. That's just how it goes. It doesn't mean that if you would have said, fuck, I didn't mean to send that to the show. It doesn't mean that if you say like, oh my God, I told them that I hated Trump, that they're going to kick you out of the country, that you're not going to be allowed to come to the country. They're just going to ask you questions about whatever you say your job is. That's it.
Bro, we don't have to give them a sacrificial lamb to know it's fascism. I also disagree with you on this. Then why don't I just leave the United States of America and escape and like keep streaming from a different country? This is something that a lot of people are suggesting in a very parasocial way as well. And it's like, no, there are going to be moments where I am presented with a threatening situation, and I think that it is appropriate for me to at least have some fucking skin in the game.
Oh
it's
my God, bro!
I do have.
You had global entry flying back from Europe. You do not have skin in the game. Oh my God, he's actually such a fucking loser, bro. Like, we flew into fucking Israel with a Lebanese citizen. Where I don't know if he has a Lebanese citizenship, but his name is Am I allowed to say his first name? He said his name. Like, the guy's name is Lebanese, and we were fine. Come on, give me a fucking break, dude. He's such a baby.
And I'll continue to report on things that happen to me as well.
Oh my God, kill me,
dude. As
I've
said over and over again, I am not a journalist. I'm a political commentator. I'm not an activist. I'm a political commentator. I'm an entertainer. But there are unique moments in my career where I do engage in some journalism, where I make some news, right? And my personal experience in that regard played a role here.
That's established law, and that has been established law. We know that this administration doesn't care about any of that stuff and doesn't care about what the law is in actuality. All of us collectively need to be smart about how we are articulating certain things online, not to be silent, to be perfectly clear before the do not comply in advance heroes in the comments go absolutely insane. And really, wow, you are such heroes down there. I'm saying let's maybe try not to get black bagged and thrown in federal prison, because actually you're not helpful to anybody if you're there. Okay. It's important to remember that posting is not activism, right? So you have to be smart about what you're doing, how you're doing it, and you have to protect yourself and your communities. You also need to put pressure on your elected officials to actually stand up about these things. Are most electeds?
When you're a citizen coming back to the U.S., shouldn't they be asking about what you were doing out of the country? Why ask about Hamas when he was in France? Because Hasan volunteered the information that he was interviewing Houthis and shit. What do you mean? That's why he literally said it. And keep in mind, Hasan is giving you the most favorable version of the accounts because he's the one telling it, right? But Hasan himself said, yeah, I started telling them that I interviewed this guy who was in the Houthis and I support blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, no shit.
Going to do it. And you need to be smart and not put stupid things in writing, honestly. Doesn't mean you can't express your political opinion. You should be expressing your political opinion. I just wrote a piece. I've written pieces about Luigi Mangione. I've written pieces about not feeling bad for police officers that got killed. You can still express yourself. You just need to be smart about the way you do that.
So, there is, there's a lot of commentary, a lot of back and forth happening on this stuff, and there's been a lot of news coverage on it as well. And virtually every single outlet has reached out at this point to get a
because they're hungry for this story.
Insight into what took place. I
fucking hate this guy so much. God, he's so fucking evil, dude. Wasting everybody's time on everything. Nobody cares about you, little bro. Nobody is targeting you at a fucking airport. Like, oh my God, they intimidated him so much. How did they intimidate you? They gave you said it yourself, you had an Iraqi fucking border guard guy, but apparently he knew everything about you. But apparently, because he was from Iraq, he knew the right last name, so he wasn't suspicious of you. But apparently they were targeting you to try to put the fear of the US government in you, but they didn't actually do anything besides detain you for an hour, but you're not actually scared at all, but you are actually so scared that now you're not gonna go to Cuba. But like nothing about this story makes sense. He's just attention whoring. I don't care. Don't care about this.